Apple just launched an iMac. I mean, we knew about it, but what we have got isn't what we expected. It isn't that bad, but looks wise, it isn't great. So 8 months ago, Apple unveiled the latest iMac, and that was also disappointing. It had the same clunky 2014 design, but it had the powerful Intel Core i9. That was only if you maxed it out. But it didn't seem that bad since the performance was quite nice. I mean, decent for the price at least. So many things Apple unveiled, and then the iMac came up. The iMac has the M1 processor, which everyone wanted. And this iMac seems to be targeted towards family use, not professional use, even though I feel like most of the iMacs are used for professional use. It has an iMac G3 kind of vibe with the flashy colors and stuff. Like, it's not something extremely professional or something you would see in an office, but it seems like something that you would see in a cafe or something like that. It cannot be compared to the iMac Pros because the iMac Pro is more of an overkill type thing, but we don't know about the M1. The M1 always surprises. It comes in 7 colors, that's if you go all out, and that is teal, green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue, and silver. It kind of has this flashy dual tone matte vibe, and honestly, I love the colors. It's extremely thin, coming at 11.5 millimeters, which is extremely thin. It weighs 5 kgs, which is nearly 4 kgs lighter than the previous generation of iMacs. The top end model has four ports and two Thunderbolt ports. It has a power connector that easily attaches via magnets, and it's something like a MagSafe type aesthetic. The cable is color matched and braided. It comes with a brand new 4.5K Retina display, which is gorgeous. According to Apple's website, the previous generation had a 5K display, but with the optimizations on the M1, I don't think so we would be able to notice much of a difference. There's no change in the brightness, but there's a new camera. It comes with a 1080p camera like the previous one, but it has the M1 processor has an advanced image signal processor, and the sensor is larger. So if it has a larger sensor, it can obviously take in more light and your image quality will be better. And this is a good addition, especially considering the situation where we have to take classes and half of our time our camera is on. So I think this is a good addition to the iMac series. And in the audio side, there's been a huge upgrade. The speakers are redesigned and placed in a more I wouldn't say convenient way, but in a more proper way where we can hear the sound more clearly. Many people had complaints with the previous iMac saying that the speaker was not up to the standards, like the current standards. So hope this makes it better. And it supports Dolby Atmos. That's only if the video supports Dolby Atmos, and it has spatial sound support. But the whole deal is the M1. Now that Apple has got the M1, they're trying to include it in all of its product line, and the performance has been game changing. The iMac comes in three main variants: $1,300 8-core CPU and 7-core GPU iMac, which has the same processor as the low end, I would say the MacBook Air. And it comes with two Thunderbolt and two USB Type C ports. And it comes with the normal Magic Keyboard. This iMac comes only with 4 colors, and it's locked in at 256 GB internal storage. But you have Thunderbolt, then again, it's fast. So that's fine. The second version comes at $1,500, and it has more ports. It has four Thunderbolt ports and two USB 3 ports. It comes with a gigabit Ethernet in its power cord. This is a new update Apple has put into its Mac lineup, where the power cord has a Ethernet input where you can put your Ethernet cable, and it's supposed to make your setup look better and just make it rid of all the external cables and whatever. It comes with a Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. I mean, we weren't expecting this. I mean, I didn't see this in the leaks, but it's pretty good that Apple is trying to implement Touch ID on its Mac interface. And I feel like this is the better deal. Even though this is locked at 256 GB, Thunderbolt is extremely fast, and with macOS you won't even notice the difference. Just that 8-core GPU and that 8-core CPU compared to the 7-core GPU in the $1,300 makes a huge difference. And also it has the additional ports and the Touch ID, which, I mean, people might want it. And the final version has the exact same specs with 512 GB storage. Overall, it would be a good deal if the Mac didn't have ugly bezels. Let's be honest, I know I'm an Apple fanboy, but Such big bezels for such an expensive device, that too from Apple, in 2021 is not acceptable. I mean, some people still like the white bezels vibe. I mean, it's fine, but it's not as good as what the renders or the leaks showed us. They showed us a bezel-less design, and Apple still has that hinge below with all the stuff stored in it, like all the processors and like the processor and all the components. I feel like they could have, instead of making the iMac so thick, they could have just, what MKBHD said too, they could have just made it slightly thicker with all the components in the behind and just given us a bezel-less design. That would make it look way better, even if you're using it for professional or home usage. Honestly, the performance makes up for it because M1, nobody can complain, and I'm pretty sure people are looking for all-in-ones, and the Mac seems to be the best out of all of them. Apple is going to release a Mac Pro, that's what the leaks say, with an M1X and a better chip, and that will have black bezels. It might have thinner bezels, and it will be more on the professional side. That's what I think. So I guess that's